Welcome back to the, I think it's the, well, tiny town of Waterside. Now, apologies for anyone who's been waiting for over a week for the next part in this Let's Play, is the fact that I've had a major failure with my PC. I had to buy a new hard drive and I had to basically, I lost the save game and the recordings, so I've had to recreate the city back. So if you watch the part 1, you will notice there are some slight differences with the layout and the positioning of the buildings, but the main structure is the same, so I don't think we've lost anything. You can see now the city's there. The other reason for the delay is the fact that I decided to wait for the new Snowfall DLC to come out, so this is actually on the new DLC. Now, the main changes actually require a special map for snow, but there are some changes here. You can see that there's down here, there's now has a temperature. I'm not too sure what effect that temperature will have. Let's just kick the game off and get it flowing. I intend to keep these parts relatively short. We've got a bit of demand for residential, so I think we need to get this underway straight away. In fact, we've got a power shortage, so I better deal with that first. We're now on these wind turbines, so we can get these in. And we're just going to come down here, come out and across. I think the volume might be a bit loud, but I will fix that in the editing software. You can see one of the new features that have now come in, which is rain on the map. I think it's purely cosmetic, so I don't be too alarmed of to do with the area. It's having quite a nice effect on the roads there. The roads are kind of, yeah, the roads look shiny. That's quite cool. Kind of has memories of home. I live in the UK, and recently we've had a lot of rain. And I think that's probably a little bit of understatement. Well, I'm just going to use the magic number. Come down here. I'm just going to come across here. That might be a bit too loud. So we've now got a fair, and I've got some demand for commercial. I'm just going to stop it now, because what we're going to do now is start to build out this area here, and this is going to take, and the way to look at it is I want a spine out here so that we can then maybe take a road up this way to connect to there, and one down into the port area. We'll probably have a road coming out of here to connect up that, but what we're going to do to start off with is we're just going to kind of come down here. You can see got a few more roads here, because the other big feature that's been introduced with this DLC is 2 lanes with tram tracks. So that's something that's totally new. And what we're going to do is bring that road in there, and what we're going to do effectively is going to build a, oops, just come a bit past. We're going to build a roundabout. Oops, don't want that. Well, I'm going to knock it down anyway, so I'm going to keep these parts pretty short. So what we're going to do is just build in the usual roundabout here, and we're just going to knock that back, and we're just going to come out here. 120, 120. I think you're getting the right idea for the regular formula. That's So we're just going to come up here. What we're going to do is start about there, I think, and we're just going to come down to maybe about there. Oops, a daisy, don't want that. And we're just going to come up to about there, and we're just going to come in like this. Just see where, if you go too far, the road starts to curve. So what you're kind of looking at is something about there. I think to connect this one, we're probably going to need to go a bit freeform. Then what we're going to do now is just come up the centre here, take out that. Now I want a nice kind of road coming in here. We're just going to probably come in, put the snapping back on. That's about the... Actually, let's come back out. So they've come out about that far. I'll come in this way and then just delete that. We can... no, maybe that I need to go back a little bit. So space already occupied. Distance too short, bugger. Okay, we'll do it this way. And just drop that in here. And just come in like this. And I think for this one we're just going to have to take off the... take these out. It's going to be a bit wonky, but I don't think there's much we can do about this. I think what we're going to do is bring these two... No, I don't think we need that to come in here, and I think we're just going to put the snapping back on. We're just going to run up here. So I don't think we need a road all the way through here. I don't want to connect here, and I think we can now there, because we've now got... Actually, let's have a little bit of a road coming in here. You'll see the reason for that in a little while. I think we're just going to kind of come down here. Maybe a little bit there. So we've got a bit of commercial going now. Just so yeah. So I'm going to try and keep these short and to the point. So we've now got a little bit of traffic flowing here. We don't need that connection there, slowing the traffic up. And this is building in quite nicely. Now we've got the tram stations already in, but I'm not sure it's going to really work here. We got what we need now is to get some bus routes in, but I think first we got to lay out a road system to put where the bus depot is going to go. I mean, I could put it up there, but I don't think that's particularly that practical. Plus, we don't really have a lot of cash for this here. It looks like we've got a water problem here, so I need to just connect that up. We've also got a water availability issue, so we just better check our budget. Still take this up to 110, but I think we're at a point now where we got to start thinking about maybe it's time to move these sewage outfalls down. And maybe get some power cables in. And I think we're just pick this guy up and move him down here. So clean the bay up. Just check the power connection's good there. We'll get some more water in here. And what will happen is the current will flush this sand of water out and so it won't be quite so polluted in the main river. And I think part of the idea is that we may have some touristy residential in this area in the future. So again, we've got more residential to do. Got a bit low on the power, so I better get that in before it becomes a problem. So we're just going to drop that in there. What have we got here? Not enough educated workers. So got a few problems with the education, so I think we need to get a bit more residential going here. I think maybe we need to just come out up here a bit. Just build this out to this level here. Maybe take this out. And we're just... I mean, this part of the city is going to be pretty gridded. Mainly because one of the objectives, one of the objectives of this city is to get to 250,000, so we're going to have to get the population pretty dense. Just get magic number. Just get... It's not wasted overlapping a bit like that, because the water... We will be expanding that way eventually. So we've now got the demand there. We've still got a bit of demand for industry. That's a little bit concerning up here that we got a fire, and the old fire brigade's on the way, but it's not going that well. Right, we've got a bit of industry here. I think we're going to come out one more, I think, maybe. Or do I want to go north? No, I think we're... Come out maybe... Just one more. I'm just gonna... And then we're just gonna... reverse that, make sure it's going the right way. And we're just gonna pop that in there. Just zone in a bit more industry on this side here. Just keep the roads separate. Just down to here. Seem to have got some industry up here, so we better dezone that, because I don't want it causing any problems. Just check the water situation. I'll just pop these out a little bit further. Just to keep... So I want to keep the industry contained in this corner. Pardon me. Got a bit of a froggy throat here. What I'm going to do is just quite literally stroke down here, and then again, just gonna notch back a bit there. Just gonna just join that in there. I'll just notch off that dust cart there. Seeing the dust carts just reminded me, how are we doing for landfill usage? 49%, so I think maybe we're going to need to think a little bit about the kind of building that up a bit. And again, I'm going to come in here, maybe a bit higher. I think we're just gonna come up here. I've just built a one-way road when I didn't want it, but that's very quickly fixed. Oops. Just gonna. It's nice and two-way. So we've got a bit more demand for commercial here. So gonna drop it right smack bang in the middle here, and then what we're gonna do is drop some. Once people start to move in, we'll get some power lines in. There we are. There's first residents moving in. So I'm just gonna. I think we'll come across from here. I think. Oh no! Someone's very obligingly moved in over there, so I think we can just drop that in there. Now we've got plenty of cash now, so I think it's time to get the old public transport in. Now the old bus depot isn't actually part of the bus network. It just needs to be somewhere where it can provide buses that will move out. So what I'm going to do is just drop the bus depot in there, and I think a nice change. I think this is different from the before, in the sense that the roads now that support buses come up here. I think they're still here, but if you're not sure now, this is a nice feature that you can actually do it. I'm going to pause the game now because we're going to lay some bus routes in. Now, with bus routes, you want to you don't want them too long and rambling. You need them to go from a place where they actually have a purpose. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to come up. Oh, seem to have an exception. I'm not sure what that was and what that actually meant, but actually let's cancel that. And we're just gonna come this way. It's probably the save game just failed there, but actually let's. I think what we're gonna do is. I think we'll just do that and we'll come back to the bus route. I think we're just gonna come up this way. Maybe this seems to. Oh, that's because it's one-way road there, so I think we'll just come round this way. And I think that bus route comes out through there, so I think we're just going to just come round here. So we've got the route going that way, and I think that one goes this way, so I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go back the other way. It pays sometimes just to. Is this a. I think we'll just put this one round, come up here, connect to the high school. Again, you don't really want bus routes to loop back on themselves. What you want them to do is actually just kind of flow round the city. And I think we can duplicate that one. Just get a stop there. And we'll just connect that. That kind of provides an internal circulatory system here. This one kind of flows that way, so maybe we can have another route that kind of comes round this way. Maybe comes up here into there. I mean, the bus routes aren't permanent, so we can just connect that up there. So we've now got the bus routes in. Now there's two ways. I'll just restart the game. There's two ways that you can actually allocate colours to the bus routes. You can go this way and go modify line. If you stop the line here and you go there, it pays to colour the lines. And you've got this area here. Now the other way to do it now is a new feature for this DLC, in the sense that if you click here now, you can actually see I think it's an idea taken from a very good mod, and you can just come in here and just do it that way, and you can see you get one for metro lines, tram lines, train lines. So, and again you've got these features at the end here. And there we are, we've got to Busy Town. Whoops, I didn't mean to cancel that. I was actually meaning to cancel that. So you see we've now got unique buildings. We've got Old Town, heavy traffic ban, encourage biking, road upgrades, hospital, oil power station, bus station, and some tourism. Oh, we've got a road maintenance depot as well. That's another new feature to the game. And of course the map slowed down a bit. So, and we got plenty of cash, and I think what I'm going to do is take advantage to buy another tile, because I want the city to expand. I don't want to close this gap off here, because this road's probably going to come down one more roundabout here, keep it short, and then that will give me an access this way. So we've got residential demand, so what I'm actually going to do now is kind of go out this way. Again, I'm going to stick to the grid. I think blocks of 30, or no, I think 30 is going to be quite adequate. Gonna reproduce the pattern. Obviously we're gonna bring the water out. And some nice big wadge of residential. There's all chunkered in. Got some garbage problems here, so I think maybe it's time to get some more garbage trucks in on the case. I don't know whether that's affected. No, we're okay with the power. Power's getting a bit low again, and I think what we're going to do actually is drop an oil-fired power station in. Again, this is purely because I need to build these services to keep the city going. You can hear the upgrades coming in quite nicely. Got a bit of traffic round here, so I think what we need to do is take advantage. Oh, road maintenance. We'll have a look at that. I think just do this. What I'm going to do is kind of improve this road round here, just to get the cannot upgrade around here as well, just to keep, because obviously this is my industrial area, so I need to keep, oops a daisy, we're just gonna upgrade this as well, and of course the road going out, although I think we'll probably tidy that junction up. So we've now got a little bit of area here. Maybe we need to bring, this is just have a quick check on where my one-way roads are. Well, this is two-way, so I think maybe we're never been too sure whether if you build nice kind of upgraded roads here, I think maybe we're kind of come down here. I think this is going to be the edge of my industrial area, so I think we can afford to go two-way with this, and we'll just lay this area in here. And then we're just gonna lay this area in here, come across here with some water. I think we probably need to adjust the zoning. Yep, I think what I'm going to do actually is bring this down a bit, so this is a kind of a bit more of a cleaner area, and then we're going to bring you down, maybe just expand it this way, just right click and trim this back a bit. So we kind of got this area here. We've obviously got a fire issue, so maybe we need to, I think maybe it's time to get a fire department in here, but I don't want it on the edge because I might want to upgrade the road, so I'll just put that in. That should help with the industrial demand. We've got a bit more commercial here, so don't want to, I think what we're going to do is just link through there. Can just turn that off. Maybe we'll push up through like that and across like that, and that leaves a narrow band there, and I can drop some more kind of commercial in here, and maybe a bit more round there. So how's the power? It's coming across, it's linking nicely. We've got plenty of power, electrical availability, and I think what we're going to do now is kind of got this area here. We've got more demand for residential. There's always something to do in this city, and I think what we can do now is start, oops, didn't mean to do that, is start using the upgraded built roads just to start to get a bit of class into the neighbourhood. Maybe to get a bit more pressure on this, put, maybe just drop you in there. And what we're going to do also is, people in the city like to walk, so what we're going to do is, which is the reason why I put this little spur out here, is I'm just going to page up, kind of come down, page down, and we're just going to just create a footpath through there, and you can see people are already using it. It goes to show how much people want to walk in the city and move around. And what we're going to do also is something similar over here. And we're just going to down, and that will should help ease the traffic, because what will happen is people will actually start to walk across the bridge to get into the industrial area. People will walk long distances. I think if you're used to playing things like SimCity and where it's very regionalised, I think you need to get your head around a little bit around the idea of that people in City Skylines will walk. As I say, if you don't know if anyone's decided to walk yet, but no, maybe it's a bit too early, maybe it's a bit too far, but this bridge is going to be quite useful. And you can see people are already walking across here, making use of it. We've got a bit of cash to spend, and just have a quick check of the bus routes. They're working quite nicely. We've got a fire issue still up here, which is obviously something burnt down. I know there's a mod for this, but what I like to do to start with before you start the mod off is actually get a feel for what's going on here. This is obviously getting a little bit congested. Might have to start, maybe create a road access out the back here to take the pressure off, or maybe even come this way and come out this way. Aware of the time we're coming up, I do want to keep these parts short. I think what we're going to do is just drop a bit more residential in here. I say sorry, it's a bit gritty, but this is going to be my high density part of the city. Once we get into the more kind of, how can you say, rurally type areas, we will expand the concept, and I'm just going to do that. Come out here, let's check the water. We're a bit of an issue here, so we'll just come out this way, and just going to check the education, and it's a bit low, so I think what we can do here is kind of combine the two. I think the coverage is going to be pretty good. Yep. So there, and maybe we can, I mean, there's a nice elementary school there, so let's maybe there's anything a bit bigger. That's quite small. That's probably about the biggest one we got, so let's drop that in there. That will certainly have a benefit on this population. You can see the upgrades going in. So I think what we're going to do now is just have a quick run through, make sure the water coverage is good. People are happy, even over here. We've obviously got a shortage of workers, which reminds me I need to do some policies. Now we got the new no electricity for heat. These are obviously new policies, but the one I'm after is in city banning. I want to make this an old town because it stops shortcuts through here, and the other one I want is the heavy traffic ban, because I don't, once the city starts to grow, I don't want that. I'm certainly going to encourage biking. I think these are a bit expensive at the moment, but we are, I think, maybe slightly reduced. I think there's more benefit from actually educating the workforce. We're just going to extend this zone a little bit here, and maybe we'll create a new zone here for the commercial area here that's going to grow. I will be growing this commercial area here, and I think this is Valley Park. This is kind of the going to be the extent. What I'm thinking of is to have like a commercial, how can you say, leisure stroke tourist area here, going down onto the point. The port's up here. That's the way I'm thinking at the moment. So again, you can see the commercial's growing. So I think what we're going to do is, I think it's time now to kind of bring this out here. Just start. And this is going to be commercial. Kind of, you can say it's a kind of rough commercial area is probably the way. This is not, you're going to be your high-end shopping type area. I think probably, yeah, I think we can just keep the current industrial going in there, and that will keep things going. Now we have got trams. Now I'm not sure how trams work, so I'm gonna go easy with them at the moment, because if you look here, we're gonna have to lay down a tram station. Wow, that's big. That is big and expensive. So, but if I'm going to put trams in, I'm assuming that these tram lines are going to have to get linked up. I think that's going to be for the next part, guys, because I think I'm aware of the time, and I don't particularly want to let these go into really long sessions. So this is where I'm going to stop. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and again, apologies for the delay. I'm going to hope to start pushing these out a bit more frequently as time goes on. So this is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Like and subscribe. We've obviously got some garbage issues out here, which we're going to have to look at. And until the next time, enjoy your gaming.